We have some really big news today in regards to the future of Spider-Man films in the MCU. We have a little more clarification on the direction that Marvel and Sony want to take Spider-Man. And the good news is this information is coming directly from Sony. How's it going, everybody? It's Warren, and everybody is super excited that Spider-Man is back in the MCU. The Disney-Sony deal is done. Spider-Man is finally home. But what is next for our favorite web-slinger? Well, ever since the Sony Disney deal has come to a completion, we are finding out a lot more information about what the future holds for Spider-Man. We already have a date for Spider-Man 3, and we know that Spider-Man is going to appear in at least one other MCU film in the future as well. Well, today it seems like we have gotten a lot of information about what this next Spider-Man film could be and what the future Spider-Man film could be in the MCU as well, including main villains and crossovers from the Sony universe into the MCU. So we're going to talk about all that has been revealed for these future Spider-Man films, all the villains that are coming, and the crossover with the Sonyverse and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But a quick reminder to subscribe to my channel and hit that notifications bell. I'm doing a giveaway, giving away an Xbox One or a PS4, winner's choice. I'm picking a winner at 550,000 subscribers. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed to my channel, leave a comment below, and hit that like button. So, like I said, big news today about Spider-Man's future, and it comes directly from Amy Pascal. Now, if you're not familiar with who Amy Pascal is, she was the chairperson for Sony Pictures Entertainment. She now owns her own production company where she produced many films, including Spider-Man Homecoming, and she is going to be producing the next Spider-Man film, Spider-Man 3. This was part of the agreement that Sony and Disney worked out when they decided that Spider-Man can remain in the MCU. And in a recent featurette that Sony put out about Spider-Man Far From Home, Amy Pascal pointed out all of the villains that have been introduced in the MCU. And when she was talking about these villains, she said, and I quote, "These villains we now have in our universe happen to be the characters that are in the Sinister Six. There may be something that happens with that," end quote. So Amy Pascal just dropped a pretty big bomb, hinting that the Sinister Six will be coming soon. This is something that has been talked about for a very long time, and even before Spider-Man Far From Home came out, there were some people that said they saw an early screening of it in which they introduced Oscorp. Now, this would make sense because it will most likely be Norman Osborn who puts together the Sinister Six. And right now in the MCU, as far as villains are concerned, we have Vulture, Shocker, Tinkerer, and Scorpion. And not to mention that a lot of people don't think Mysterio is really dead. And if Mysterio really is in fact alive, Norman Osborn would be the sixth member of the Sinister Six. But if Mysterio isn't alive, we know that Sony has been wanting to introduce Kraven for some time now. So the path for Spider-Man in his next film or his next two films has been laid out. We know that his next film is going to be Spider-Man 3 and is just going to be a solo Spider-Man film, but we don't know what the movie after that is going to be. We don't know if it's going to be another solo Spider-Man film or if it's going to be another team-up film like Captain America Civil War or one of the Avengers films. But the great news is that Amy Pascal, who is producing the next Spider-Man film, has mentioned the Sinister Six. So if Spider-Man 3 doesn't introduce them, it's going to start to build up the Sinister Six to be introduced in the next Spider-Man film. Which is great news because I know that we have all wanted to see them in the MCU for a really, really long time. There was hope that we would see them in Spider-Man Far From Home, but of course that didn't happen. And then it seemed like all hope was lost after Sony pulled Spider-Man out of the MCU, but hope is restored. Spider-Man is back, and producer Amy Pascal has hinted that we are going to be getting the Sinister Six in the near future. So let me know what you think about this. I know before Spider-Man Far From Home came out, a lot of you were saying that you really wanted to see the Sinister Six in the MCU. And now it appears that it is finally happening. So let me know how you feel about it, but let me know if you think Mysterio is still alive or not. Do you think he died in Spider-Man Far From Home? Be sure to drop a comment down below and also subscribe to my channel and like this video so you can enter my giveaway and stay up to date on everything relating to the MCU. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.